It's something more than just hockey.
It takes a village to do that.
They're Division V state champions.
Do you want it all, Wallingford final? Oh, you got it!
We talk about it a lot during the winter. It's a long season. Our goals are always to play into March, so you're there from like Thanksgiving to almost St. Patrick's Day. You're with them every day. You're with them more than you're with your family. There's going to be arguments. There's going to be disagreements. Have different goals. And Maggie does a nice job of tackling them.
Our senior captain, Maggie Lee, she's everything you could ever ask for. She is so inclusive, makes everyone work harder. There's no drama, there's no fighting. We're all just we're one big happy family.
I moved here from Louisiana. My dad took a job at Kimberly-Clark in New Milford and kind of just brought us here. We've heard a lot of good things about the school system here.
1, 2, 3.
The bun's always been my thing. Everybody wonders like how it stays up. I don't know, it just does, you know? I can't really play with the ponytail because it hits me in the face, so.
You gotta collapse and help.
It was really special on senior night whenever, I don't know if other people noticed it, but I did. Some of my teammates wore a bun during the game, and they usually don't. And I just thought that was really funny and really nice of them to do that. I am so thankful for my teammates and my coaches and everyone for spending that much time and effort into celebrating me.
She's a great friend. She tutored me in pre-calc, and she's always there for anything you need.
There's not enough words to describe what Maggie's done for us in 4 years.
She's everything to us.
She's good. She's very mature. She can handle some tough situations. Molly's got a great speech plan. Make sure you pay attention. Making sure everyone's on the same page. Making sure everyone's feelings are heard.
She took our program by storm and transformed the environment as soon as she walked into the gym.
The underclassmen see that and realize that and see how genuine she is.
Molly's speech about me was probably the best part of the night.
This season has been a real struggle for me as I'm preparing to say goodbye to someone who's impacted every single aspect of my life. But we still have a lot left to give. But in the meantime, thank you, Maggie. Thank you for everything.
I've been singing ever since I was about 3 years old. Actually, my dad is a pretty good singer himself, so I think I take after him. I close my eyes and he has found me. I came here when I was about 9 years old, and within a year, Coach Monica Bauer told me to come to USA Gymnastics for the program, and I've been here ever since. It's gonna be much easier for you. I practice 4 days a week, and it's usually 3 hours a day, and it's very time-consuming, but I love it so much. Over the summer, I did sprain my ankle on the beam, but I overcame that, and I'm back at it again.
She has to have her physical attributes as well as her mental. She needs to be strong, flexible, determined. She needs to be committed. She'll miss out sometimes on her social events because she is at the gym. She's striving to perform better and to excel, so she's mostly has to be super committed. She is really good at bars. Bars is one of her strengths, and she's a good vaulter too. Those are her top 2 events. Beam is her weakness right now. She needs to stay on the beam. She does have the potential of doing well on beam also.
For every meet, I think of sticking the beam and sticking my skills. Those are definitely big accomplishments for me. And if I get in the high 8s or low 9s, that's perfect for me. When I was younger, in my freshman and sophomore years, there was pressure, and there still is a little, but not as much. And right now, I just love having fun with my routines.
You know the morning when you wake up for a game against them, it's going to be something special. Everyone's talking about it. Everyone in the town is excited.
It's just crazy. The amount of people at the last game and the game before that, it's just ridiculous to see how many people come out and support us, you know?
Two good teams this year going in. We always have that buzz at Northland, at Wesleyan, that is special. It's a special rivalry. It's a lot of fun because we're one town. We all grew up together.
I'm not from Wallingford. I'm actually a Cognizant kid. And even for me, it's huge for me. Especially with my brother going to Lyman Hall, and even my mom went to Lyman Hall. So it kind of just runs in the family now, and it's just a huge rivalry.
Everyone in the town is so supportive, and from when you're a mite all the way up to high school, so it follows you, and it doesn't go away.
Save Robertson!
It goes back to even all the sports throughout the school systems, east side, west side kind of rivalry, football games on Thanksgiving, all the boys like to go to and watch, support both teams. It's kind of crazy that both teams are actually relevant right now. Both teams are awesome, both vying for a state championship, but I don't think either team has won a state championship yet. The excitement's unreal.
The friendships on and off the ice is certainly something that was just pervasive, I think, through the fabric of the community at times. And, you know, people kind of take a look at it and they don't understand it if they're kind of looking from the outside in. But once you're in, that's something that you know that someone will have your back, that someone will help you in a time of need, and understand that it's something more than just hockey, that it's a community and it's a friendship.
You read things in the newspapers and they say possibly 5 years down the road, both schools might merge.
With the reduction in population, I know the Board of Ed is really seriously considering a lot of different options.
Honestly, I think that would be an awesome thing for the town, all sports in general.
Be ashamed to kind of see a rivalry like this kind of go away, but you know, you do understand kind of the economic side of it, unfortunately, with the schools and with Connecticut.
Rock climbing, softball, gymnastics, boxing for a little bit. I went through phases with all the other sports, but I never really grew out of my track phase.
I first became aware of Tess when she entered the middle school. I had been coaching track there for about 11 years, and I could tell she was the kind of kid that you want to invest time in because she had big goals.
Hurdles, for me, it's a lot to do with confidence. To be going your top speed and then try to quickly move your legs over this huge obstacle, it's definitely really difficult. The faster that I can go between the hurdles, the faster my time is. And so the more that I hurdle, the more confident I feel in going faster.
As her technical coach, I saw her drifting closer and closer to the hurdles after each one.
Right before I went over the 10th hurdle to cross the finish line, I was in first place. I fell over that hurdle.
For me, it was like watching a car crash in slow motion because I knew it was going to happen.
I landed on my face.
Thinking about it right now gives me chills. The real hurdling happened after that fall. And that's getting the confidence back and getting her back out there. And I'll tell you, it takes a village to do that.
Getting back to hurdles was really difficult. It's been a journey. The first meet, I didn't even compete. I was supposed to, and I got to the starting line, and then I ran off the starting line. It's been kind of an uphill climb, I'd say. Every time I cross the finish line, it's you did it, you didn't fall. That's another race that you didn't end up on the ground. You survived, you did it.
It's a hard sport. It's just hard. Practice is hard. Matches are hard. It's hard.
You gotta eat right, you gotta train right. You really have to take care of your body, more so than other sports in my opinion. It's very physically demanding, so you gotta get all the rest you can get. I know for me, during the wrestling season I don't go out much. I pretty much just wrestle. I wrestle Sundays, I wrestle every day.
He's a tough kid. You don't see that kind of tough in kids, probably because he's had to deal with 4 other siblings, and a dad who's a police officer, and a mom who's just hardcore Irish. Their eldest son, Joey Ryan, was friends with my daughter, and then Joey would come over, and of course I would always bother him and tease him about whether or not he was wrestling, and when he would say no, I'd say, why are you here at my house then? And he eventually started wrestling, and even though the mom said no, they're not going to do wrestling, the family's basically become immersed in it.
So my oldest brother, Joey, I think he won FCS a couple times, was double L champ, multiple times state open placer, so he really started it off, showed the work ethic, got us into wrestling. Me and Jack, we both just took it and ran with it. We love it.
The Ryans measure themselves by each other to an extent. They don't necessarily have to, because they're all great kids, great wrestlers, but I think they measure each other by each other.
Everyone wrestling double L's, let's get after it. That's why we train.
State tournament.
It's exciting. It's really what it comes down to this time of year, and I'm excited to show what I can do, show what I've worked on, and hopefully come out on top, double L's.
Are y'all good at basketball? Where is it located? Is it a good school? Everybody's from different areas, like different cities. Kids from Hartford, New Britain, Windsor, East Hartford, Vernon.
Good game, good! The first year they couldn't get through the whole season because of injuries and low numbers. The second year they went 0-15, or they didn't win a game. And then that third season I took over and we went 2-18. Then we went 6-14 my second year. And then last year, my third year, we finished up 16-9. Two Rivers High School was closed down, and the majority of the students from Two Rivers came to Innovation. So suddenly you had guys who remember playing against each other 2 times a year, now kind of coming into one school, having to kind of feel each other out socially, basketball-wise.
This is like my favorite question. All right, so when the school closed, everybody was like, we're about to bump heads, we're about to fight, nothing's gonna work out. But it was like, to us, it's like, all right, 2 teams combining. We had guards, they had bigs. We bring it all in together to one, and something great can happen. And then that's what we're trying to get finished now.
Last year when we merged together, they said, we want to win a state championship. And I'm never gonna tell somebody, no, this is not what you can do. I remember our response to that was like, are you aware of what that is going to take? Do you realize the dedication, the discipline that's going to take for you to win a state championship? Probably the most difficult years of your life is in the middle school or transitioning to your freshman year. I just like to think there are 2 very clear choices, you know, that could have been made. He could have let that affect him negatively, which no one could have blamed him for losing his mother. He could have gone down a path that, you know, academics and athletics didn't become a priority, or he could have really kind of dug in, picked himself up, and did things the way that he knows his mom would have been proud of, and that's kind of exactly what he did.
Everything I do, I kind of dedicate to her. Be the best person I could be for my mom and for myself.
Every time I talk about that, I still say I get goosebumps from that night, because up to that point was the best performance I've ever seen Ramesh have. One I will remember for as long as I coach, because for him to come up in the quarterfinal when our school's never done it, yet alone the anniversary of his mom's passing, was absolutely remarkable.
I was kind of broken, because the day we lost was the day my mom passed away, so I was kind of in shambles.
The locker room after the game, a lot of the guys were really upset, but I know some of them were really upset because they had made it clear that, you know, that game was for Ramesh, that game was for his mom.
I feel as though we've learned from it. We haven't really gotten past it because of the fact that that fuels us every day to be better and be better than we were the day before, the year before, the week before. It was such a heart-wrenching loss to know that we could have went all the way. But we're back here this year, and we want to do it, and we want to go harder.
Swimming is not one of those sports you can hop in the water once in a while and expect to have results. It takes a lot of work. That is something Will has really embraced and brought into my vision for him.
I used to be like terrified of pools because I felt like the filter was gonna suck me in. Eventually though, like I got into the shallow end wearing like 3 layers of bathing suits, and that was sort of how it all began.
Will has the perfect physique of a swimmer. He's very tall, he has long arms, long legs, and he's very strong.
I wouldn't have thought that I would have been like a swimmer like after what had happened like earlier, but like this was yeah, it's definitely been a great change. It's been a big part of my life.
There is no on or off day. Will is always on. Will trains hard. Will swims hard.
I sort of like how the times keep you honest. It is what it is. Like you get a certain time, you make the cut. If you don't, you don't.
He would always want to know, how can I be better? What did I do wrong?
You know what you can work on and stuff. So that's it's really great to know what you can do better.
The clock tells it all. It's a very mental sport.
Back to the top.
You just need to learn to swim against the almighty clock. From the very beginning, even before he blossomed into this amazing varsity athlete, Will was very committed.
I sort of had the mental intensity to race just 50 yards, and I'm very competitive. So having a guy right next to me is something that really motivates me more than the times themselves do, really. College, whether or not I will swim in college or not, want to end up at a place that's a good fit for me, I'd say, and I'm definitely still searching.
When you come to Region 15, I first came about 9 years ago, I learned pretty quickly the expectations are always high no matter what the sport is. Good luck. Their goals are always big. Good luck. Wanting to win championships and win as many games as possible.
Pressure, 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 right?
Okay. I'm very passionate about coaching. I spend a lot of time off season, during season.
Get the pass off, steal off the pass.
It's 365 days a year for me.
Roll!
I played 3 sports in high school. I played college baseball and phys ed teacher and a high school coach for 19 years. It means a lot to me and my family, and we just enjoy being around the camaraderie of the team.
Too good of a team for it now.
Sometimes you get focused as a coach on the wins and losses.
Maggie!
Last year kind of made me reel it in. Last year there was times where it was just mentally tough to turn the page. I took 5 minutes to get out of the car before I got into the gym to try to regroup. I keep things inside a little bit, and it took a lot out of me to coach and come into practice. Just the type of personality she has, she was at all the games last year. She wasn't there mentally, I'm sure. But she's the type of person that always puts herself last and second, and she just wanted to be there for us. She wanted to show my kids a sense of normalcy. She's enjoying them more this year, she's more alert. She never let her break her routine, that's just the way she was. She would get up before chemo and run 5 miles because she's like, I'm not gonna let it beat me. It wasn't her best times, but that's just the type of personality she has.
We knew he was struggling for such a long time, and I can't imagine having someone that close to me going through something like that. But yeah, we raised a lot of money, and I'm so happy that everyone came out to support us.
I was almost in tears. It was so moving. For her to have the courage to stand up in front of everyone after what she's been through and sing the anthem, that was a lot of courage.
I'm always proud of my wife. One of her best friends was like, I can't believe you sing too. Like, what can you do? She amazes me all the time. I'm still competitive, don't get me wrong, but you take it into perspective sometimes. This year, just the positivity in the gym and the energy that's in the gym, we can't get enough of it. It's gone by so quick. I feel like we were just at our team meetings. We don't want Maggie, our seniors, to go. We don't want the season to end. And to do that, we got to win and keep winning. We seem to always play Brand front in hand.
From last year to this year, she's definitely more confident. She's matured as a gymnast, so she's more comfortable on the equipment. She's more comfortable with the higher level skills.
I'm very determined and motivated. Last year we were runners-up for SECs, and this year We are an undefeated team. Mercy's gymnastics team is only 4 years old, so it's pretty new to the program, and we can definitely make some history, I think. When I get a high score, like a 9, I love the feeling of it. Awesome.
It's incredible. We had such an amazing year so far. I'm sure that States is going to be great as well.
The only thing that matters is your heartbeat going strong. Oh, don't you forget.
About a week after SECs, we had a meet at hand. I was doing my warm-up for beam. I was doing my dismount, and I slipped on the mat, and my foot kind of rolled off of it, and I actually fractured it. So I'm in a cast for about 2 weeks and 6 to 8 weeks in a boot. Yeah, I was definitely emotional after. It was just not the best timing. States is this weekend, so I'm just going to be there to support my team. There's a lot of lessons, especially now. Since I'm hurt, I know that I have to be patient and be determined to do the best in all I can do. And my classes are pretty challenging, and my work in gymnastics is pretty challenging in itself, but I think I can manage it pretty well.
Won't you take me home?
I look for blue-collar kind of guys. Guys that aren't just going to expect things to come to them, they're going to have to work for them.
It's kind of bittersweet because I've been here for 4 years, and the team's been a family for me. It's been a great 4 years, and it's just been really enjoyable. Kind of hate to see the last couple games come down. I definitely don't want next game to be the last.
It's a lot to think about, especially being a senior, first time at Ingalls. But like I said, we all believe.
At school, all the kids are bought in. They can't wait for Monday. They can't wait to get to Ingalls, watch us play.
It's got the history of the rink. It's got just a great sight lines, and it's got just a great acoustics in there. That it's loud and it's exciting. You understand that it's the next level.
Both teams are looking for their first state championship. We would love for a matchup like that in the championship. It would be the only game in town.
I think that'd probably be the biggest game out of all the Lyman Hall Shooting games that have happened. Just in that venue, in that stage, it'd just be crazy.
You think about it in the back of your mind at some point, but at the end of the day, it comes down to one thing, and after Monday night, maybe, then we can start to think about what's next.
From the Ingalls rink at Yale, the whale they call it. Rebound score, Anthony Romano. Rebound shot, score, and no goal. They waved it off again. Yep. Luke Festa over to Woodrow, he scores. Boy, that's going to make it even better. The Titans have punched their ticket to the championship.
They came down, goal called off, and we come down 8 seconds later and score. And I think you just found the energy from there.
We had 2 hat tricks on the night, so I'll take my hat off. That's got to be an Ingalls first. What a phenomenal game for the Sheehan Titans.
This should be a great second semifinal game here in D3.
Here's a shot and a save made by Sacco. Roberts in front, back end to score! Lyman Hall! Number 11, Pettit. Pettit! Save, Sacco, rebound, score! We're tied at 2 with 8:40 to go. The shot, though, save made! Rebound, save again! Rebound, score! Millington! Jack Roberts, put in front, shot, score! We're tied! Oh, baby, we're tied! Out to the point to O'Toole. Shot, score! They score! They score! Do you want it all, Wallingford final? Well, you got it! It's over!
We've seen each other a lot over the years. It's going to be fun. It's going to be real fun.
It's Sheehan Lyman Hall. It's an all Wallingford final. in Division III on Thursday night. Good night, everybody.
I don't have as much confidence maybe as like other athletes might do, so I never really go into a meet like I'm gonna win, anything can happen, I don't really know. New England probably was the biggest shock of the season.
We've had athletes from this program before do well at New England. We've had in recent years, we've had a couple kids be runners-up and so forth. But to have one girl win 2 New England championships, and as a sophomore, it's unbelievable.
I was hoping to win hurdles, but with long jump, I didn't think I was going to be as successful. I was jumping like low 17s at the beginning of my season, even like 16s. And so if someone told me that I would be jumping 19 at the end of the season, I would have been like, you're insane.
She's currently ranked number 22 in the country in long jump.
Also, my hurdle times were really shocking. Like when I ran my like 8:18, I really didn't think that would happen until like at least my junior year. My brother Kyle's the best. He has special needs and he loves sports.
I think Tess and Kyle's relationship is, to put it simply, it's a beautiful one.
He's like my #1 fan. No matter what I do, like he's always there. He comes to my meets, or even if he doesn't come, as soon as I get home, like he's the first one to literally like meet me at the car, just like give me a hug. That's my little sister. Anytime we like go anywhere, he tells everybody like, this is my sister, like she's a track star.
I think she feels a real responsibility to him, to love him and support him. You can just see how much that this has shaped who she is and the way she holds herself in her day-to-day life.
He loves sports, but he also has a lot of like physical limitations. Being able to achieve in the way that I am, like I'm kind of doing it for like the both of us. That kind of inspires me to like do better.
I absolutely believe she'll get offers from amazing universities and schools, but she's also a very dedicated academic student. I'm interested to see where she'll go. You know, if she'll look at a powerhouse academic school that has a solid track program, or if she'll kind of reverse that. A kid like Tess, who's put in all the work and has the dreams and goals that she has, I think the sky is literally the limit.
Enlisted in the National Guard in 1987. Graduated from OCS, Officer Candidate School, 1990. I have about 15 months left before my mandatory retirement date. I think wrestlers make great military people. Recruiters oftentimes will tell you that they want the wrestlers out there because those are typically the tougher kids. You know, they get pushed the hardest. If you do wrestling, basic training and a lot of the other advanced training isn't really that hard.
He's intense, but you know, you learn to have fun with him.
It hurt. It's supposed to.
Inside the wrestling room, he's pretty intense, but I feel like it's necessary. I look up to him. He's a pretty good role model. He keeps me in check for sure. As far as the Friday matches go, I mean, it's nothing too tough. I'll wrestle how I always do. Rest up Friday night as much as I can. And Saturday begins the real grind matches. My goal has always been to be New England champion, state open champion, and this year it's nothing short of that.
So what are you going to do tonight that they won't?
I did not play basketball in high school.
Are you going to commit to defense harder than they will?
I was a soccer player. I played tennis.
What do you want your legacy to be?
I kind of like challenges, and I really like watching the game of basketball. And I kind of feel like every season I just kind of learn more. I pick the brain of the people around me. Mike Jesse, the girls coach, my assistant Phil, and just feel like it's a challenge I still enjoy every day, trying to become a better basketball coach.
Locking him up. He's extending right into his chest.
These dudes know I'm not the one on the team who's like camera friendly. Nah, it's good. When it's basketball stuff, it's straight. It's different. Not a lot of people really know this, but like my grandmother was like my main basketball source. Every time I needed to know something about basketball that I didn't know, I didn't understand, I would go to her and ask her. And my sophomore year, the day of our state playoff game, she passed away. In a way, it was like a promise. So like, I have no choice but to make sure that this Saturday and Sunday I'm at Mohegan Sun.
It's what you guys have been talking about literally since our season ended last year. Seniors, there is no way in heck that the last game I'm coaching you is going to be in Buckley High School. The last game that I'm coaching you in is at Mohegan Sun on Sunday morning. Our defense can't stop. We know this.
At the games, all my family supports. My brothers from back home, all my family, they all come with shirts that say, in her name, he plays. I play for my grandmother.
Mom, we're going to the sun, let's go. We're gonna go play bingo, Mom, come on.
Last season, we lost to Cromwell, and to walk out the locker room and see all them crying, it was like, all right, next year, there's no losing. It's my last year, last opportunity, I gotta win. I've been going through a lot this past weekend. It was my mother's death anniversary, so it was really emotional for me, but I wanted to relieve my stress on the court, so it felt like a relief that we get to go to Mohegan on Sunday. My grandmother's with me all the time. I usually keep a saying in my head. Times like this, it's always the same with brave wings, she flies. And like today, I look at the clock and I'm like, yeah, she's up there flying somewhere, because she's definitely here watching this one.
Finance at UConn, which I was very happy about. Trinity College. I got into American University in DC, where if I went there, I would definitely swim. So I was always fairly determined to go to like probably the best academic school I could get into, and I'm leaning more towards William & Mary, which I was really psyched to hear about. Great business program. It seems like the perfect size, about 6,000, and definitely a lot warmer than it is in Connecticut. It seems to be a team where I could work my way up the practice squad, probably get into some relays, and I still think that I have like a lot of swimming left in my future. I'm not ready to leave it yet. I don't think I will leave it yet. I missed the rest of my season, which was disappointing to me personally a lot. This is the culprit, and so what happened was I think a piece of gravel, probably from the driveway over there, got stuck in the gearbox here. So it just stopped. So like I had no choice, just threw me over the handlebars, and I broke my fall partially with my wrist, which is really too bad, I guess. Colleges definitely were a bit concerned about the fact that it might take me time to recover or get back into like the groove of swimming. But from a personal standpoint, I think I can get back in shape pretty quickly. I mean, for me, it's not even like close to over because like the math competitions. Oh yeah, so I'm a member of a math team, the North Haven High School team. I'm left-handed, which is very convenient. I wouldn't want to have 2 seasons ended. We go to meets about every month at local high schools. We basically have 5 rounds.
It must be 2 root 2 plus 6.
Each person does 3 rounds. Sort of combine the score of those rounds. At the end, there is a team round. Everyone has to contribute to that. It's very competitive. It's just as intense in swimming in many ways because people really want to win those things.
It's like, oh, it could be that. And then
I mean, swimming is my thing, so I'd get more satisfaction out of that. But I'd say math team, it's a similar type of feeling when you do it right. I just really love the sport. I sort of love everything about it. The water's always been, I guess, like an oasis for me. In the pool, it's like I'm able to be focused and sort of like tune out like the outside world.
It's a really cool atmosphere just to see the shape of the rink.
You always get chills no matter how old you are going into that rink.
This place is sold out. They stopped selling tickets this afternoon, 3 o'clock.
Remember, guys, everything we've worked for all year is coming down to this. We're gonna wear them down every single chance that we get. Every chance that we get. Okay, boys, let's go win.
Hopefully, you know what they say, West Side, best side.
From a very, very noisy Ingalls Rink at Yale, it's the Division III championship. The Battle of Wallingford. Lyman O'Hannon killing with cock and jug. Takes on the Titans of Sheehan. There's a shot, score! Lyman Hall scores! It's 1-0. Cross size, one-timer, score! Devin Napoli! Beautiful pass from Romano. It's a steal by Pettit. Shot, score! Pettit! Pettit does it again! Here's Roberts by the defense. Shot, score! Kyle Roberts! It's 4-1! It's 4-1! Shot, score! Kyle Roberts! 6-2! Oh, the Trojans! If you smell what the Trojans are cooking.
You know, we lay the blueprint, we put the foundation down, and, you know, we let the boys build the walls and put the roof on.
To pack Ingalls and sell out Ingalls, it's unbelievable. I mean, walking down these hallways before the game, you could hear the fans even through all these walls and everything.
Sheehan's a great hockey team. It was a joy playing against them. I mean, it's great for the town.
On the ice, you know, we're brutal enemies. But off the ice, it's just, we're friends. I mean, at the end of the day, we just play hockey.
It's just little things. Little adjustments that I need to make during the matches that if I do differently, the outcome could be different. I really need to just let loose. I think that's what's been holding me back a little bit, wrestling, how I train, because no one could beat me if I wrestle how I train.
This is a sport where they own everything. If I'm playing a team sport and we lose a game, I get to share that loss with 5 other guys or 6 other guys or 11 other guys. And in wrestling, there's nobody but you and the other guy. Not every kid has that type of self-confidence that they can go out there and lose wearing an especially ugly uniform on top of it.
Quarterfinals. Not reaching goals is pretty devastating. The feeling after failing is pretty harsh. It's disappointing. It's emotional. I mean, you put all this time into a sport, and to not achieve your goal, it's definitely heartbreaking.
Come back strong,
Yeah, New England's this weekend. I can't dwell on it right now. The setbacks, like losing when you don't think you should lose, you gotta just overcome these things. It's similar to life. You have problems in life, you gotta get through it. Same thing with wrestling. I'm gonna do my PG year, hopefully get into a good college and continue my wrestling. All I know is I definitely want to wrestle in college, and once I'm there, I definitely want an All-American.
Yeah, I mean, I acknowledge it, but I don't really focus on it too much because I would rather win. You know, I'd rather win a state championship as a team instead of reaching that milestone.
Ideally, as a coach, you don't like the player to know how many they have. Tell Maggie not to know something about basketball. I'd be kidding myself.
It's in the back of my mind, but I try not to think about it because it can kind of get to you while you're playing, and I don't really like to think about it too much.
You can talk to Maggie for 5 seconds and know that her biggest goal is winning. That means a lot to her. This team means a lot to her. A couple years ago, we went to the semis, and she's had in the back of her mind she wants to get back there. We can't get beat like that. Okay, 6 seconds left. That's the one thing we can't have is a transition late. Okay, we're smarter than that. A little bit more transition, saying, hey,
pass. Keep it. Our best. Another 8 minutes to play on your court. Okay? It doesn't get better than that.
Good moment whenever I realized it was my 1,000, but I really just wanted to win, you know. I want my entire team to move on. It was a little bittersweet.
1,001. 1,001. We're talking about next year in the locker room, and she's like, yeah, you guys are gonna be great. She's not your typical kid. Definitely the most mature kid I ever coached. Of high school students don't get to play in the state championship, right?
I like my guys to keep a level head and try to keep them, you know, away from paying attention and buying into all the hype.
We did not do this to go play at Mohegan Sun. We did this to go bring home a state championship on Sunday.
At the same time, I like them to kind of understand the fact that, like, hey, what you're doing is getting you noticed.
Sorry, you gotta skip church.
That's fine.
Sunday at 10:30.
Let's guard a 5'10" senior, number 21, Ramesh Bogle.
If his grandma was here and my mom was here, we know we'd be at the game supporting us. So I know they're happy watching us from above.
Everybody goes through their things differently, but like me and him know like basketball is our way to let everything go and just show who we really are.
Number 2, Carlos Gonzalez.
The two of them have been through way more in their life at 17, 18 years old, right, than I've been through as I'm 30. The path that they've taken is a testament to them, a testament to their family support. Yes, these things are happening, but how can we keep growing as an individual, keep growing as a person?
At the buzzer, Carlos Gonzalez. Cunha, three-pointer, drilled it.
They have one kid who's 6'5", and this is what you're getting out-rebounded by. 25-12. What's your excuse, Lenny? What's your excuse, LJ? What's your excuse, Lester? You can't pick and choose when you're gonna rebound the basketball. Like, this can't be BS. They're willing to box out, and you are not willing to box out. Take what is yours. Let's get it. Ready, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Ready.
Pull and pop. That's good. Hazelwood hits.
Your baby did it!
For the first time in program history, innovation, they're Division V state champions.
I really put in the work all year to get this moment right here.
We're at Mohegan Sun, state champions. The ultimate goal is complete.
Your play doesn't really ever leave me speechless, but on this stage, 18 points in the second half is what they scored. I love you, buddy. A lot of you in your lives have been through so much that a basketball game isn't compared to. You guys are going to be remembered forever.
Memories filling up my mind and I can't seem to push him back. These times ingrained in my mind and I just can't let it go. How did I lose the way through the things that really matter? These complications spin my mind, but I know I gotta keep pushing through. Yeah, I keep doing my own thing. Yeah, never looking back again. I can get it, I can make it, yeah, I know it, and I'm never looking back again. Yeah, never looking back again. I can get it, I can make it, yeah, I know it, and I'm never looking back again.